Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Level M Diecast, bringing you more Matchbox moving parts action as these just keep rolling through. This is Mix 8. This is the final mix of 2022. This has finally popped up. Some people have seen this stateside. I just picked it up myself. This mix was got from Walmart, which is pretty shocking. So a little bit of a kind of a step back, I guess, or Walmart can be behind Target, seems like. First one we're going to take a look at, 1936 Ford Sedan Custom. This one looks pretty good. This is not a new casting, although they have not used this casting very much. They've just used it a couple of times. I believe this is the third release, I think. But again, you know, just these weird blisters. Gotta love the weird blisters, which carried on to 2023, as you guys already know. So no changes there. So let's just get this guy out of there. Of course, a shocking feature, he does have opening doors like pretty much all of the moving parts series, which is a little frustrating. Just has some huge print for the grill, which goes side to side. Looks pretty good. It is in a kind of a duller metallic green. It's an interesting casting. I've never been a huge fan of this particular casting. I didn't think it's that great. There is your base deets. So 2018 Mattel. This is one of the original opening parts. A little bit of detail in there, not much, not too fancy, but it's okay. It's okay. I do like the little stripe that's got there on the door or the window. Kind of interesting. So throw that guy down there. Nothing really much doing with that one. We'll get the packaging out of here. All right, another existing casting. This is the 65 Land Rover Gen 2 pickup. We've seen this a couple of times. We've seen this in the original moving parts line, of course, in maroon. And then, of course, we've seen it in premium as well. This one in a flat orange with the new kind of off-road style, or not off-road, convoy wheel. That looks pretty good. Very interesting color choice on this one. But I think with it being a flat finish, it will work out perfectly fine. So we'll pull our guy out of here, of course. Shocking opening door. It is a right-hand drive, triple-seater. Looks pretty good. Does have the spare tire molded in there, which is significantly smaller than the actual tire. But this one does get full front print, which looks pretty good. Does say Land Rover on there, which is pretty nice. Some pretty good details on there. No prints on the side. And then, of course, it gets rear print. Taillights and stuff looks pretty good. Does have a tow hitch on this particular model, which is pretty nice. Chrome base, which is a little bit of an upscale touch. Sometimes it's just you can't even read the print. There we go. A little bit of glare in there. Kind of weird. That looks pretty good though. So definitely like that one. The doors are tiny, but the cool thing about this one is we get these doors open. There's a little bit of detail in there on the back of the doors. So very interesting. It's all metal. So that looks pretty cool. That way it just shows up on the inside. It's an okay casting. So I think it's a good casting choice. I'm glad that they made it. All right. Moving on to another existing casting. However, this one did debut in 2022. Mix 1 in white. This is the recolor. And then, of course, we do have the kind of charcoal gray one in 2023 Mix 1. So this one is the middle child, you could call it, in this dark maroon that is not metallic or anything, but it is gloss. Looks pretty good. The Land Rover Evoque convertible. Get the cardboard to separate there. These things are blistered together very, very well. Oof. Man, it's just crazy to get these out of there. Weird blisters and even weirder to open. There is our Evoque. My apologies. It does have nice front print on there. Looks pretty good. Very nice details on there. Rear print as well. No plate details or anything like that in there, but it does say Range Rover on the top. So that is a pretty good model. Of course, the interior is relatively nice for an open top. So do like the details on that. Of course, it has giant opening doors. Giant opening doors. Nice detail on the inside of these doors. We did go over this in some other mixes. So that one is a pretty nice one. Chipped paint on the bottom. I like the kind of gunmetal D10s on there. All right, we're going to mix it a little bit. This is a brand spanking new casting for 2022. This is the 2020 Nissan Leaf in orange with, yes, yet again, opening doors. Very, very interesting. Although this one, you really couldn't do anything because, I mean, you couldn't give it a opening hood because, of course, it's an electric car. There is nothing to showcase underneath the hood. So, but you could have gave it an opening hatch, though. I think that could have worked. Or opening hatch could have worked. So this is our Nissan Leaf. This is a new casting. This is different than the mainline version, obviously. Nice print on the front. Looks pretty good. The Nissan logo is relatively large. So that looks pretty nice. The door is a different color, significantly different color. So it looks like this model is going to suffer a little bit of the same fates as the i8 did. Although this is a metal door. So it's kind of interesting that it doesn't blend, which is kind of weird. This rear window piece is like separate. You can see that's a separate piece. So I thought maybe it might open, but it does not open, doesn't do anything. So, and then of course, take a look at the plate details. See if we can get that up there. Can't really see what state it is, but it is Nissan. I don't know what state that's supposed to be. It's just too small. It's just too small. It does say 0 emission on the back, which is pretty cool though. And a little bit of that blue striping on the back. Same problem with the door color on this side as well. The doors do open relatively well. Not all that much detail. Actually, there's no detail on the back side of the doors. Absolutely none. But other than that, it's okay. It's okay. Brand new casting. So we'll take a look at our man number here. Is 1314 is their brand spanking new man number. So it's all right. Very interesting. It says 2018 Nissan Leaf on the bottom. But the packaging says it's a 2020 Nissan Leaf. So take it as you will. All right, this one is super, super cool because this is the 80 Porsche 911 Turbo. And it is decoed up in Lesney Brown. Looks really, really good. This is a nod to the Lesney era Porsche 911. That did come in brown. It's one of the only colors I don't have, unfortunately. I have many, many versions. I just, for some reason, don't have a brown one. So a little bummed out because I definitely wanted to see if I can pull one out and just put them side by side. I think that would have been kind of cool. Unfortunately, I just don't have the brown one. So get this guy out of here. So fortunately for me on this one, unlike that moving parts box set, my mirrors are intact, which is very nice. So always got to watch out for the mirrors. That brown is very nice. It's a very gloss semi-metallic. Looks pretty good. Front prints on there. The headlights look good. And of course your Porsche logo in there, which blends in very well with the brown. And then of course there is your rear deets. Does say Porsche along that light bar on the back. So way before they're doing light bars across the back end nowadays. This whale tail section here is just part of the interior part. So it doesn't open or anything, but the doors do open. They are extremely, extremely stiff, but they open very, very wide. Little bit of detail on the inside of the doors. Not much, though. Kind of pointless, to be honest with you. So just kind of throw those in there. They close pretty good. So that one is pretty nice. I do like the 5 spokes on there. Looks pretty good as well. So that's kind of the oddball color in the mix, which is a good thing. All right, brand spanking new casting. No, this is not the existing Tesla Model X. This is a brand spanking new casting. I'm pretty sure because, the Matchbox team said it was just too difficult to build the previous one, which was in red. This one in black looks pretty nice, pretty menacing. Ooh, that one opened. That one opened very, very nice. Oop, get that out of there. So this is definitely a brand new casting because this is not the way the gull wing doors opened previously. This one is a very ugly looking casting. I already don't like it. I don't like it at all. At all. So just like on the real Tesla, the windshield goes up towards the roof. But it just looks so terrible on this one. It just looks really, really bad. Doesn't look that good from the side profile either. Just not that great. Of course, the doors are plastic as you'd expect. The door color is close, but you'll see how the front window is inset and the back window is not. So I don't like that look at all. Taking a look at the front deets. The prints on the front look pretty good. not too bad. The prints are okay. It does have your Tesla logo in there, which is not too shabby. Taking a look at the rear here. Of course, it says 0 emissions like they always do. It says Model X. The prints look pretty good. Of course, the gull-wing doors, so we'll just open these up. See, there is a pin in there which holds the doors. That is not the way that it was originally done on the first generation. This is the 2017 Tesla X. So this does say copyright 2018 Mattel. Now, I find this very interesting because this is definitely not, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. As a matter of fact, let me look real quick. Okay, so I'm kind of an idiot. I'll admit it. Okay, so they were going to make a brand new casting of this, but it looks like they opted to not make a brand new casting of this. I checked the Oracle, which is my collection catalog, which that is the original Tesla release in red. You can see it is the exact same casting, ugly and everything. It looked a little bit better because it's not black, but I'm kind of taken back. I thought for sure there was going to be at least a modified casting, but this is exactly how the doors are. I guess, I mean, that Tesla came out like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. So I just didn't remember. So no harm, no foul. I do admit, totally my fault. But there is the Tesla Model X. So that is the exact same one that we had already got. So learn something new every day. Even I learn something new every day. All right, we're going to move on to the very last one in the mix. Brand spanking new casting. I think this one is going to be the cream of the crop of the mix. Even though, yes, there is a Porsche in the mix. 1995 Volkswagen Golf MK3. This is probably the most... this is the casting that I was worried the most I was going to miss if we did not get Mix 8. This one is very, very nice. And shockingly, we get something other than opening doors. We get an opening hatch, which is super rare. This is our Mark III Golf. It is a relatively larger casting. I think Matchbox is doing that with a lot of things. You'll know that the Tesla from the previous mix was also a little bit big, or the Lancer from the previous mix was a pretty big casting as well. Front prints look pretty good. Does have your Volkswagen logo in there. The prints are actually really crisp on this one. I do like the small 6-spoke. I think that looks pretty good on here, although, you know, I think a different wheel would have looked better, but this does look good. And then there is your print on the back. Does have that nice Euro plate. It says Volkswagen Golf. Looks a little narrow in the back. Just my opinion. It's a little bit narrow, but the hatch does open up. There is nothing in there. So if there is a variation, we will find out, but there is nothing in this particular one. That is an open back section there, just empty in there. So that looks pretty cool since this is a brand new casting. Take a look at our man number. 1311 is our man number. So the base looks pretty good. You'll notice they had to move the post back. So you have an ugly post right through the rear window right there. So that way you can have an opening hatch. And of course the hatch just doesn't open very far. But they do have a nice window piece added to it. So that looks pretty good. So I think that one is a pretty good casting. I really like that one a lot. That one's very, very nice. I think it looked better with better wheels though. Just my opinion. Or even better, premium wheels. If we see that guy in premium, that would be super, super nice. So there you go. That is Mix 8. Apologize about the Tesla, but hey, you know what? We learn together. I learn stuff. You learn stuff. We're all happy. We all move forward. And there you go. Let me know if you got a favorite in this mix. I personally like the Mark III Golf. I think it's a pretty nice choice. I think this is something that has been coming for a long time. But other than that, you know, I have to be a little biased. I do like the Porsche. I think it looks good in brown. And yeah, I'm just glad the mix hit. So if you want this mix, it is at Walmart. I don't know if it'll hit anywhere else, but definitely going to hit Walmart. And go ahead and grab it. So we're going to catch you later. Level 'em.cast. Peace.